Makoto Kino. Hello everybody and welcome to Myrtle Beach in Myrtle Beach, Florida. We are here for the Cup Series as the teams are still going through warm-ups. Give it just a quick 30-minute warm-up session to get the cars a chance to get their setups in. Cars are currently off track working on their cars. Got qualifying underway shortly. Just a little bit over 10 minutes left in the warm-up session. There are 39 cars this week, but they're vying for 32 race positions to mark the first race in the playoffs, where 32 cars will make the field. However, every race-off driver is guaranteed a starting position, so in the event that a race-off driver does not qualify top 32, they will make the race. So there is a chance that one of the Fast 32 qualifiers does miss the race. I'm sure everyone's going to want to avoid that. We saw in the test races that we did have a couple instances where the 3 car needed to be provided in the starting spot, and most of the time that kicked the 16 out of the race. So we'll see if Noah Joyce is going to be able to have enough pace to lock himself into the race today, now that we're here for the real thing. Dakota's in a new paint scheme this week, as Window World updated their branding, so it meant new branding on the race car this week. He's actually third in points now, but our marketing team doesn't necessarily need to update that. Benjamin Thomas, on the heels of his 2 wins, has gotten up to second in points. Ben also has a new paint scheme this week. Circle B Diecast is going to start a campaign for the next couple of seasons. We're going to have various cars from over the years, but their paint schemes will be showcased on the car. Then the 88 of Eugene Hawk also has a new paint scheme this week. Some discrepancies with Pepsi. Pepsi is a proud sponsor of Reckless Racing, and so they have subsequently dropped their partnership with Revolutions Per Motorsport, taking Rockstar Energy Drink off the 88. And Monster saw this as a perfect opportunity to jump on board the 88, so Monster Energy sponsorship on the 88 for the rest of the season, and hopefully next season as well. See the Monster Reserve watermelon flavor on the car. The team has said that they will be keeping the watermelon sponsorship or flavor on the car until they are knocked out of the race-offs, which then they'll have the pineapple flavor of Monster Reserve through to the end of the season before they revert to regular Monster branding. So it's a good campaign for RPM. Get some new exposure for their new partner. It was kind of an unexpected turn of events, but that 88 car was very fast in practice throughout our week of testing. A lot of the racing came down to between the 24 and the 88. I'm sure that there are a lot of people in the stands that are eager to see the battle between the 0 and the 24 unfold. They've been the strongest 2 cars all season, and Adam and DK both have had an excellent run so far. See Alan Bledsoe looking to the inside of Justin Osborne. Osborne's kind of run afoul recently, but the team is hoping that they will have their momentum turn around. They'll be able to have a strong run as the season unfolds. We saw Justin was in his usual form to start the season, starting up front for the first 3 races, and the season's kind of gotten away from them since, and they were a first round exit. Not the way they wanted to end things, but hopefully their momentum can turn around. So here's Sammy Cobb, who's now running for Manco Motorsports, and was announced that Sammy would continue to race for Manco Motorsports for next season. Manco's got 5 cars entered into the Valvoline Pro Series for next season, and that's going to take their newly acquired driver Alfred Dunn. And Dunn, who is racing for RPM for the final 5 races of this season in the Premier Series, will move to the number 1 Vivitar Chevy Camaro in VPS next season. See Alfred Dunn right here as he's working around Connor Meir and Andrew Weisbecker. Fastest in practice so far as we're starting to run towards the end of this is Richie Mancha in the 82 for Rebel Racing. Second place right now is Brett Pritchard in the Mobile 1 Toyota Camry. Brett was pretty strong in the final test race, struggled for most of the week, but this morning their little practice run was very promising for the 2 car, as they were able to win the last test race before we got going. So looks like the momentum is going to carry on for the 2. Third in practice so far is Aaron Douglas in the 97. Still no primary sponsorship, but we're sure that Discount Tire is going to be closing in on primary sponsorship as we move on to next season.
They said they were working on a close deal. Of course, with Alan Bledsoe already having it on the car, they were talking with a similar deal to make something work with that. Also, that other Ford, they would be running a inverse of the paint scheme where they would have running top and bottom. Definitely something that they are very much looking forward to as Aaron goes back to the Western Auto Camp from the Redline Racing Camp.
Right, and we don't expect Discount Tire to be back on the 32 next season. Of course, the team is moving to Toyota, and so they have been looking to get Sunrun to get them to partner. Sunrun is a Toyota partner. It's already been announced they'll be on the Zero Carb Harrison Roads for Team Douglas and VPS next season. So, yeah. Let's see, Rick Hughes coming in, currently 4th in this. Here's Benjamin Thomas and Ben's new paint scheme, commemorating Mark Martin's 2009 season with Hendrick Motorsports in the NASCAR Cup Series.
Very nice throwback. Benjamin second in points, having a fantastic year. This is the best he has ever been inside the series. In that very nice metallic and Dayglow number 9 car.
Yeah, of course, Ben's a big Mark Martin fan, and they immediately seized this opportunity to be able to put this paint scheme on when Circle V Diecast proposed the idea to run various paint schemes. So Ben's very happy to be sporting this paint scheme. I'm sure there's a lot of pressure on him to perform this paint scheme, and currently 5th in practice. Looks like he's got the speed to get something going.
It'd be cool if he ran like a different Mark Martin era for each of the remaining races, like an MWR car or
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be pretty nice to run the 2001 Viagra paint scheme.
Yeah.
Silver and blue car.
Yeah, the silver will look really nice.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of opportunities with Chase Elliott, Noah Gregson, William Byron, all the number 9 paint schemes that they ran. So another development in this practice is that Dakota Cottle, DK, and Eugene Hawk, who these 2 have been outstanding throughout this week, and they are right next to each other in practice, running 6th and 7th. Dakota's coming back out onto the racetrack after making some much needed changes. They were by far the car to beat all week, and I'm sure them sitting 6th in practice right now has got them feeling the pressure. They want to get back to the top of the charts, as he's currently running behind Jack McCurry. It's going to kind of hurt his time here. As he gets to the outside, he's going to make quick work of his teammate. Jack's going to recognize that he's hot right now, so let Dakota go and see what he can do. Dakota's going to get stuck behind Greg Graziano. Oh, way stuck behind Greg Graziano. The 60 cars struggled all week, didn't make a single one of the test races. And they're hoping that they're going to have more speed. I thought I saw the 06 car was in the wall.
That'll be interesting to see if that car will be damaged too much. Then I'll have to go to a backup car.
I saw a couple cars in the wall. See, oh yes. So, yeah,
Oh,
some
wow.
issue with our practice leader, Richie Mancha. Take
So
another.
they tried to make it 3 wide going to the corner with Aaron. He owns all 3 of those cars, so he's not going to be happy about
No. Not at all. So they're back in the pit stops right now. We're gonna see how that affects the 82 car, if it's gonna hamper their speed at all. They stay green. Everyone got going. There's the 92 of Caitlin Thibodeau. Caitlin's had a very impressive string of races as of recently. The big squeezy on her car, of course. A little controversy with the owner of the big squeezy, Alan Camara, in the news the last couple of weeks. Not so sure if we'll be seeing Big Squeezy return next season. Caitlin's currently 9th in practice behind Sammy Kopp. Dunn's currently in the pace now. So we wind down the end of this session. Dakota's only 8 thousandths of a second off the lead. That's how close it is. Dakota won the pole in all but one test race. Of course, Ben had the only other pole. So, yeah, we have a little bit of report. Aaron Douglas is furious after the contact they had in practice. Richie Mancha made it 3 wide, just kind of forced it. And wrecked 3 of that Ford Camp's cars. Oh.
He's having a stern talk with Mancha after the race is over. It's a lot of money that just went down the toilet for those cars. All 3 of those cars were brand new cars.
Especially with that program that they announced over the offseason of selecting the driver lineup for next year. Richie Mancha was, as practice is coming to an end here, Richie Mancha was leading candidate to get the 06 or 16 for next season.
Yeah, he
and
was looking directly to be one of the faster guys in that qualifying session.
yeah, so we really expected to the front runners out of that camp to be Dylan Young and Richie Mancha for the other 2 cars. So, oh, see a big bobble out of the Ford car and the 97.
Gets loose. Camera's already cut off from you guys, but just want to let you guys know that was pretty crazy. We'll watch our fastest, as we normally do.
Mancha.
As soon as he takes the track. Was the fastest in practice. We'll see how he does after getting repairs done.
We really expect to see the 24 and the 88 up front, but we'll see how they end up with their laps. As Richie will come to take the white flag.
So we'll take a shuffle around. Dakota Cardell is currently the fastest. Aaron is 2nd. Adam is 3rd. And Mancha, who we're watching right now, is 4th. Caitlin 5th. We'll see how they cycle around for the final lap.
Oh, he's definitely faster in this second lap. As he clocks in.
No.
Dakota Cottle will have the pole with Aaron Douglas in 2nd. Gene Hawks in 8th. Gene Hawk had a qualifying run of 6th in our most exciting of the test races, and he was able to come from 6th to 1st. And Eugene Hawk now clocks in at 2nd, so yeah, those are the 2 cars we definitely expected to be the fastest. They were by far the stars of the week so far. It's just that the 24 and the 88 cars are absolutely dialed in. Alan Bledsoe. Yeah. So we make sure to just double check, pay attention to the 3 car. The 3 is probably not going to make it on time. So yeah, he didn't.
Yeah, he did not. Okay, so we'll have to go. We'll go through the field first, and then we'll do the things.
We got to do it quickly, just because
okay.
yeah, so the 60 car, which we know is going to be the slowest. And whoever's 32nd will miss.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's
No
Nesto.
stickers, it's fine.
Oh, Nesto's 32nd. So,
Yeah.
and you can't.
Walsh.
Yep.
Okay.
And you got Reigns.
Yeah, Reigns.
Okay. So
Yeah.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay.
That works.
Wait.
All right, race 5 for the race-offs, Myrtle Beach Speedway. Race 17 of 20. Oh, it says Concord Myrtle Beach. This is round 2, the second race of the 3 for the Capital One Championship. Adam Douglas leads by 3 points over Benjamin Thomas. And of course, 9 through 12th are all on that bubble spot for trying to keep it in for the championship running.
And of course, it's Eugene Hawk over Joseph Onesto right now. Onesto had a very poor qualifying run. He's going to start 31st out of 32 cars.
So we have a very hot 93 degrees night here in Florida. And let's go ahead and go through our starting lineup. First row, Dakota Caudale starts
DK.
with Eugene Hawk to the inside.
We're going to be calling him DK. He's had a nickname this whole time, and we've totally ignored it. So Dakota's DK. He starts the inside of Eugene Hawk. Row 2, Aaron Douglas in the Ford Mustang, starting the inside of Caitlin Thibodeau. Caitlin was very fast, too.
She was. Brett Pritchard starts with Adam Douglas to the inside. Douglas brothers, once again, starting right in front of each other.
Yeah, so behind them, we have Rick Hughes and Richie Mancha.
And then Benjamin Thomas starting 9th in his number 9 car with Francie Davis starting to the inside.
And then Connor Meir and Alan Bledsoe.
Very, very nice. Then we have Alfred Dunn. Alfred Dunn starts with Andrew Weisbecker.
And then in row number 8, we have Trent McPherson and Chris Davis.
And then we have Jamie Carter. Jamie Carter has Jay Langelier starting to the inside.
And behind them is Tim Salmon and Sammy Cobb. Not too good of a qualifying run for Sammy Cobb, but we know he's got a fast car, so he's going to be trying to get through the field.
All right, Quinn Izzo. He'll be starting with Zach McAdoo to his outside.
And Zach McAdoo, of course, will be going to RPM next season. So behind them is Todd Castile and Brandon Crasta.
Crasta, who did really good last week, starting in the middle of the pack here this time. We'll see how he does. Joey Sanders will be starting to the inside of Dylan Young, who crashed in practice.
And behind them, we have Justin Osborne in the 61 Camping World Camaro to the inside of Noah Joyce.
Jack McCurry, one of the best drivers we've seen all season, not having too good of a start. He was turning the inside of David Walsh.
Yeah, well, you'd expect the Reckless Racing camp to sort of go towards their fast 2 cars. So, unfortunately, the 5 and the 48 are going to struggle at the end of the season, but it's going to make sense to get the 24 and the 9.
48 also barely making it in because we had a bunch of our championship drivers not doing too good. So 56 will not be making the start of this. Ryan DeLusso starting to the inside of the 62. They would have been the last row, but we had more behind them that didn't make it, and that is...
Yeah, so Tanker and Weathers will miss this race. It's going to be another one in the row that Tanker and Weathers will both miss, as well as Scott Vickers. But so Reigns will miss, Gabron will miss. The 3 car makes it in, of course, because he's a race-off driver, but he'll be at the tail of the field. And just John Hicks has struggled all week at Myrtle Beach, and we expect to see the same in the race. It's
entirety of S5 didn't make this race. It's the first time that's happened all season for them. That's unfortunate for S5.
Yeah, Gabron made a couple of the test races, but he just didn't quite have a lot of speed. I think his highest finish was 26th, though, so
yeah,
a bit of a ceiling for him.
Not the best. 145 laps here at Myrtle Beach.
TV1. It's the best view that you're going to get. Matte blue paint scheme on the 24.
My lucky paint scheme.
Hey, the front row is both matte painted cars.
So good.
We've got the same
and then
thing
white
going.
and red cars right behind it.
But yeah, How funny is it? Because are you like, if you want to have luck in FARCA, have a white and red car. But it's funny because if you think like these cars are modeled after NASCAR cars, right? And in NASCAR they have a superstition that
5-star body, so why not?
right, but NASCAR has a superstition. The teams do that matte wrapped cars are faster. It's just kind of funny that our front row are they're both matte wrapped cars. Benjamin Thomas is ready to go. I wanted to thank the team for allowing him to have the paint scheme. He said that he hopes that he can do Mark Martin proud, starting from the 9th position. And then up front, Dakota Cottle is saying that the whole season is on the line here. They know that they're obviously in good shape to go to the next round, but he's feeling the pressure to get back to victory lane. I just wanted to say, everybody, that this race matters to him, and he's ready to get going here.
Ford said they have a strong presence tonight. They brought a lot of really good cars for the majority of their larger teams. Wasn't all red, white, and rebel. Let's see how well they do tonight. Cottle trying to take the point, say black. Green flag is back in here. Bill and Aaron Douglas lead us across the track.
So expect to see a lot of loose race cars at the start of the races. Everybody's gripped up, trying to get all they can in this hot night. Dakota Cottle will race off into turn number 3, and he's going to be very, very fast in these first few laps. But Aaron Aaron Douglas is close, and this is actually the smallest gap that Dakota's had in the lead all week. In the first 5 laps, he's been blazingly fast and just pulls away. So this is very good on Aaron to be able to hold this much of this closely to 24.
He's trying to do whatever he can to make sure he makes it into the 3rd round, going into FARCA Fest.
88 car had a big slide into turn 1.
I saw that.
So as we work towards the end of the top 10, Connor Muir is working on Francie Davis. And then just ahead, Richie Mancha and Benjamin Thomas are working together.
About to almost have a 3-wide situation right there. That was going to be with the Rick Hughes machine with Caitlin.
Caitlin's going backwards, a little bit of a slide to start the race, working against the 0 car. It's just so funny to see these two running together because, I mean, the 92 was Adams' championship car last season. Still running side by side as they come across the corner. The 0 is going to have an advantage on the outside. We'll see that a lot.
I love that PCB.
Oh, the 92 way loose. That's going to allow the 0 to pull away on corner exit.
0 and the 1 car are both in brand new cars this weekend too, so they can help this outside, and Caitlin can handle that loose race car just fine though.
Looks like Douglas is going to be able to get the pass completed this time. So look in on the 21 car, Jamie Carter in the 15th spot. Up a couple positions now, working on her teammate.
Racing against her fiance Trenton.
They work through 1 and 2. Alan Bledsoe and Alfred Dunn just ahead of them. 2 RPM teammates. There's Francie Davis in the Best Buy Ford Mustang. Good to see partnership landing on Francie Davis.
They are. This is a much better race she's having than the last week she had with them. So last thing she wants to do is lose that sponsor.
Yeah, everybody just wants to see Francie do well. Had one of the best seasons to date. It was a championship horse bred, but she was still up from the last second. But definitely, it's good to see her up near the top 10. Got way loose in the entry of that corner.
So Alfred Dunn to slide her underneath her. His red line powered Ford.
Yeah, Alfred Dunn was very happy to get back behind a red line engine. Unfortunately, he's not going to be in a red line engine next year. As he's going to Chevrolet, but
That's right.
he'll be racing a VPS, a VVTAR car. So Aaron Douglas is kind of losing a little side of the 24, as the 24 has already caught and passed the 3 car. Just in a few more laps, Dakota will catch up to the end of the field, and that'll be very interesting to see how he. We should never say interesting to see. I apologize for that profanity. But they'll be approaching the lap traffic, and we'll get to observe how Dakota handles it in relation to Aaron. Such a bright car that 9 is. The 3 is holding up the 1. Rick Hughes. Rick is not going to be happy about that. Does not want to be stuck behind the 3 car. A little bit further back, Sammy Cobb is up just 1 position since the start of the race. So Ryan DeLusso has gotten a spot on Joseph Onesto. Onesto is struggling heavily right now. Running in the 31st position, just definitely not happy with the cars. There's no turn in it. Just can't get it to rotate anywhere in the corner.
And how is Hicks doing?
Hicks is already a lap down.
Oh.
And then, so Ryan DeLusso is still trying to get this going. So had a poor start in 31st, but he's above Onesto. Noah Joyce. All these guys are a bit of a precarious position. Alfred Dunn's up 3 spots now, getting past the 1 car of Rick Hughes. Benjamin Thomas is up 2 spots. Thomas is in clear road now, trying to chase down the 92. Probably should keep that for a couple races, huh?
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This in Southern National.
Maybe we should do this over.
Silver Lows. Silver Lows because we're going to Charlotte. Oh, Power Pry. I was thinking about doing
The foundation car.
I was thinking about doing the 2003
But it's on the top. Oh, you know
Lowe's.
what? The 5%.
or the 2005 when he beat Bobby Labonte by just a hair at Lowe's. That would probably be the best one to do.
We'll do that at Atlanta because it's the Olympics.
So here's Dakota putting a lap on his teammate and race off competitor Ryan DeLusso.
This will definitely hurt Ryan. It's going to shuffle the point drop just quite a bit, actually, because these guys are going to lose a lot of points, and it's going to put them in quite a hole when we go into Southern National.
So just to update you on how our format's going to go for today, we will have a halfway break at the completion of lap 72, and that will be our only scheduled caution of the day. You see that how these guys approach lap traffic now. So Aaron Douglas is working around. Eugene Hawk's way loose in that corner. Just in a 4-wheel slide. But yeah, so at last 72, everyone will come down. We'll have an opportunity to pit. We saw for a couple of the races, everyone came down. We had one instance where Connor Mears stayed out, and he did not go anywhere.
Just as an update for points as they run in their current positions, Ryan DeLusso and Jonathan Hicks will be eliminated from the championship tonight if they finish where they were. This puts Caitlin and Eugene Hawk back in contention. Ernesto will be dropping back off. This creates kind of an interesting spot though for the other drivers too.
Douglas got stuck behind the 3 car again. It's the second time they're passing Hicks, and that's going to allow Hawk to move into second spot.
Hurt him a little bit, but he is doing a lot better. Will still be in contention. Hicks and DeLusso currently are confirmed out of the championship if this race ends the way it does.
Hawk's currently working on Aaron's teammate, Noah Joyce, in that blue HP car. So now the top 3 is back to where they started. 1, 2, 3, Dakota Cotto in the lead, and he's working around his other teammate, Jack McCurry. Now Eugene Hawk's working around the inside of Justin Osborne. He's going to make quick work of him. Osborne's going to let the 97 go. Brett Pritchard's now up to 4th after clearing the pass on the 0. Brett Pritchard's very strong here. And he's got a good pit crew, so we'll see how he is able to get through the pit stops on the halfway break. See if they can put him in a good position to capitalize. These 2 cars very strong here. Myrtle Toyota Racing brought a good package for both the 2 and the 92s. The 2 is going to 4-wheel slide into this corner, working on the 16 of Noah Joyce. 16's teammates to the 0.
So you can use this dive bomb as an advantage to carry the speed out of the corner. Despite it being loose, this is actually going to help Richard. The slower 16 is going to hurt Adam.
And it's going to allow Kid and Thibodeau to work around the 0. Look at Dakota Cotto, DK, who's got just a little bit under a 2-second lead on Eugene Hawk, but that's going to get hurt just a little bit here as he's hung up behind the 36. Should be able to get a run on him here. So Adam is back around the 92, and that means Benjamin Thomas is going to be closing in. So Caitlin is down 2 spots from her start. Benjamin Thomas is up 2. As Ben's going to look to close in on 92 to get to 6th spot. Behind him is Richie Mancha, who stayed at 8th since the start of the race. And Francie Davis is up to 9th from 10th. Alfred Dunn is up to 10th from 13th. Rick Hughes is back to 11th from 7th. Hughes definitely thought he was going to have a better race, but hasn't quite gone his way to this point. And Bledsoe is currently running the 12th spot ahead of Connor Muir. Our biggest mover so far would be Alfred Dunn. And Zach McAdoo is currently in the 19th spot ahead of Chris Davis. John Hicks is in a bit of trouble. Looks like he just came out of pit road.
Trying to make some adjustments on that thing. Learn a little strategy, potentially.
No, he's going to be way down on pace. Quite a few laps back now. Right. 62 car, Joseph Ernesto. It's another lap. Yeah, even on fresh tires, can't hang up with the 24. It's just the way it goes sometimes. Eugene Hawk has had a little bit of issues getting around lap traffic in relation to the 24 car. Don't go to the inside, you'll get trapped. Oh, he's going to make it 3 wide.
Here we go.
Eugene doesn't want to deal with it at all. We're just going to split the 3 car.
Hicks backs out. That was a good idea. S97 dives around him. That could have been disastrous for Eugene Hawk.
Yeah. I don't think he cared.
And of course, I don't know if we talked about it yet, but we have mentioned Monster being on their car, but with the changes that Rockstar has made to the company and their beliefs as a company, they are no longer allowed to sponsor within FARCA because of what their company now represents.
Shit energy drinks.
Well, besides being that, FARCA does not condone selling weed energy drinks targeted to young females.
Marijuana. Oh yeah, that's right. That's the excuse they gave for it, is it?
Targeted to teenage females, yes. So, do not condone that.
Please buy our marijuana. It's ridiculous.
Pepsi ruined the brand and then made the most desperate cry, and the Rockstar brand will die.
Anyway, Dakota Cotto leads the race.
Yeah, Dakota.
Oh no.
And another championship driver going a lap down. That is Joseph Ernesto.
I believe that is actually 2. Yeah, that'll be the second time.
Oh, the gap's only 40 seconds.
The gap is going to be 16.
Oh, no, it is 2. Sorry. There was something at the top. This track can hold good for that car.
No, it can't.
No, it did. I tried to drop it back in those cars here and brought 58 of them.
No.
So, It's a FARCA fast track possibility.
Brett Pritchard's still holding on strong to 4th place. The 0 car of Adam Douglas has fallen back to 7th. Benjamin Thomas is now back to 9th place. As Richie Manch has moved up to the 6th spot. Yeah, he's working on it. Yeah, it does. So just to update, Dakota Cotto leads by 2.5 seconds now over Eugene Hawk. Eugene's had a little bit of difficulties getting around the lap traffic.
So we're 30 laps away from approaching our halfway break. Close the gap on the 88 car.
But Aaron's going to struggle to get a good drive off of the corner now inside of the 62. The 0 car is now closing in on the 82 to get that position back to move into 6th. They're looking around Dylan Young right now. And then Quinn Izzo in front of him. It's definitely not exactly the speed that Douglas thought he'd be bringing to the racetrack, but you know, the 7th is still a good pace for them. It's just they thought they'd be a little bit closer to the 24.
Nah, he's more of a actual intermediate driver. I don't even expect him to do good next week, but at Charlotte and Atlanta, which are also the final 2 races, he'll definitely shine. And also just made last week all the more important.
Yep, so Dakota is still working on the 4 cars, lost a little bit of time to Eugene Hawk in the process. Knew that this 24 car was going to be real strong. Saw his temper get away from him though in the middle of the week. I had some contact with the 61. Just kind of, we didn't really see the start of the incident during that race, but the 24 just entered the corner and moved up the racetrack and got into the side of the 61, put the 61 in the wall. Kind of ruined the 24's car, then allowed to another victory of the 88. Aaron Douglas is now past the 88 cars. They're working against the 5 of Ryan DeLusso.
Use that as a pick to get around him.
This has also allowed Dakota to open up his gap. This is now about 3 seconds, but now it's closing again. He's still working on the 4. Of course, the 97 is going to have to work on the 4 as well when he gets up to him.
We have a cat to do.
Yeah, we do. That's alright, bro. The 82 car has been passed up by Caleb Thibodeau. Everyone's trying to work around these lapped cars, the 3 and the 62.
A bunch right here. 82 car actually inside the top 10 this weekend. A little contact as this car stacked up.
Benjamin Thomas going to go around the outside of them. So move Thomas up to the 5th spot.
Caitlin still going to lose spots now, as well as the 82. And there's Francie and Alma.
Francis now working as we're going to go 3 wide off this corner. This might get a little bit hairy.
3 car backed off after getting really close. The 91 dives the entry, trying to get around Caitlin. And these 2 women racing really hard.
The 0 car has now gone around the 9.
Do you have any words to say? I'm trying to add scan.
Oh, Benjamin Thomas is way loose.
Hold on to it, Ben. And he still tries to go for the pass. That was an awesome move.
It was a huge slide getting to turn 1 as the 9 is still working to get around the 0 car, trying to push the 99 off the corner. The 9 slide. Ben's going to start to get a little bit frustrated, tucked in behind the 99. Up front, the gap is closed considerably. Aaron Douglas is just a few cars away from the 24 now.
I think the 24 is stuck in another big mess of traffic.
Yeah, well, he's still trying to work around the 4 car of Chris Davis.
Yeah, and the 53 being right there isn't going to help him with getting into an increasing position unless he cuts to the inside of that position. Aaron now gets to the inside of Joyce, so that's going to help increase this even further.
The problem is that these are 2 relatively fast cars, and so it's going to be pretty difficult in the 24, especially with the 4 staying to his outside.
As he now looks to the inside of 53 of Cobb, now he'll be able to get that done, but there's even more traffic right in front of them too. Langelier and Osborne.
Cobb's going to work back around the outside. But it might be able to be clear of the 53 this time. It is in good shape now. Meanwhile, Hawk is still working on the 97 car.
12 laps away from the halfway point.
10. 72. The completion is 72. The 92 car is going to be able to go around the 0 now as they work around the 5 and the 51. Benjamin Thomas is back to the 9th spot again. Got up to 5th, but then it just a lot of struggles getting around the 99 car. Todd Castile moved Ben all the way back to 9th. It's just a very tight battle for 5th at this point.
He is in the 13th spot.
Wow. I wonder what happened that made him move back, because he was in the 10th spot not too long ago.
I got caught up with the other lappers.
The 4 car doesn't have much speed at the moment. 97.
Right for the outside, it's going to be good for him. Maybe not.
24 is currently trying to work around the 63 of Brandon Craston.
The gap is still closing. Hawk might get past already.
He's working on the inside of the 97. After 5th, looks like Keelan Thibodeau's got it locked over the 0 car. Francie Davis in tow. Yeah, clear space for the 24 cars are going to be able to carry him through to a stage 1 lead. Aaron Douglas is now clear of these cars, now working on the 09 of Jay Langelier. Just a couple more times around before we throw the caution for the halfway break.
Yep.
Yeah, blistering fast pace by the 24 car. Completion is 72. Well, looks like the 48 of Jack McCurry was quite loose. So there it is. Yellow's out for Dakota Cottle, who puts John McPherson and Jamie Carter. Although they'll be able to keep the lead lap. It's in the 48 around as well. So now the 24 cars going to come into pit road, along with most of the leaders. I don't think anybody on the lead lap is going to stay out.
So as they came in, Dakota, Douglas, Hawk, Pritchard, Thibodeau, Adam Douglas, Francie Davis, Mancha,
Alfred Dunn stayed out.
and Hughes were the top 10. You see who was first off, as we said, that Alfred Dunn stayed out. Be interesting to see. Looks like it is going to be the exact same. Adam Douglas will move ahead of Caitlin.
Aaron Douglas is pretty close, though. He had a good pit stop.
Benjamin gets around Richie and Hughes. Good pit stop for Benjamin's team.
That was a bad stop for Richie. Ben was already ahead of the one. Looks like Brett Pritchard might have had a little bit of a struggle. Now Pritchard is in the same spot he was before. But yeah, as we mentioned, the 0 car is now ahead of the 92. Benjamin Thomas is going to be in the 9th position. He gained 1 spot over Richie Mancha through pits, but he's going to remain in 9th because of the 8 car staying out. So Alfred Dunn for Revolutions Per Motorsport is in the lead. His teammate is going to be in 4th, and Eugene Hawk is racing for a championship. This could be a team call to try to shake things up and try to corral the 24. Dakota and Eugene are going to start nose to tail on the outside. Dakota will be in 2nd, Aaron Douglas in 3rd, Hawk in 4th. 5th is Brett Pritchard, who's outside Adam Douglas, then Caitlin Thibodeau and Francie Davis. Finishing out the top 10 will be Benjamin Thomas and Rick Hughes.
Changes pretty much just playing down.
So now we're back underway. The 8 car is going to try to get as much of a gap as he can.
Green flag back in the order.
So Aaron Douglas has got a little bit of a lead on the 24 now, but is he going to be able to get the pass completed? He's going to go to the inside of the 8 car, down the back straightaway. Oh, wow. Dakota really threw it in there to try to get the lead from Alfred Dunn. He's going to be able to lead the lap over the 8. It was very important for Hawk to get that done, too. Now the 0 car is going to look to get around the 97.
97 struggling to get around an 8 car. It's really holding him up.
Pretty good for Francie Davis, though. Aaron should have a gap behind the 91. He's going to elect to stay on the inside, though. That's holding Brett Pritchard up, too. These drivers are going to get pretty frustrated real quickly.
Yeah, it's going to be cycling all these guys around. If they get too frustrated, it might trigger 3 wide, and who knows what happened to that is. Hughes dive bombs the corner. I think Aaron was putting the bumper into that 8 car.
Now Hawk is now trying to chase down the 24. 0 is in tow. And then the 9 is behind the 91. Francie Davis up to 4th.
Oh, I think I finally got her in. Yep.
Now the 2-car Brett Pritchard's going to try to go around the 8. The 32 of Alan Bledsoe is up in the top 10 now. That's going to go away. They're going to push the 8 wide.
Trying to makes the pass, Bledsoe.
Give him a little bit of room.
Tires here really matter. They sure tried to at least get a lap, but it's not going to help him out.
So meanwhile, up front, the 24 car is still leading on the 88. Just a lot of speed in Dakota's car. It most likely is. Jay Langelier's got a lot of damage on the side of his own 9 car. Might have had some contact with the wall. Car's definitely off pace compared to earlier. Alfred Dunn, after pit stops, ends up right back in the 13th position. So the strategy didn't really play out for them, but it didn't hurt them either.
Until he goes that way.
Right. Francie Davis up 6 spots from the start of the race, now in 4th, but Benjamin Thomas is breathing down her neck. Benjamin's starting to use the higher line, trying to get a drive off the corner, close in on the 91. Jay Langelier's damaged car. Now the 29 is up to Alfred Dunn. See if Connor's going to be able to get around Alfred. Outside on him. Yeah, me too. They almost did, but Langelier backed way off of it. He was in a really bad spot. So Dakota continues to try to run away from the 88, but this is what we saw in her test races. Right. Once we get past the halfway break, the 88 and the 0 are dialed into the 24, and Dakota just can't quite run away from these 2 cars.
Francie Davis not too far behind them. All the cars inside are actually all the cars in the lead lap. She's gained the most positions so far this race. I wonder if they've shared notes with the 88 car. That car is running some pretty good lap times.
Yeah, we saw that as far as raw speed goes, no one can touch the 24, but once there's rubber down on the racetrack and the race is going, it's just Dakota can't quite keep the pace.
Oh,
We saw him have a really poor turn that time. That's going to allow Eugene to get right up to him, but Eugene's going to get stuck behind the 62 of Onesto.
I was just about
24 is wide again.
I was just about to say the 24 and the 0 have been having faster lap times in the 24 car, and then Dakota was really, really loose leading 2. And the 62 just kind of ruined that.
See Hawk,
fellow Chevy.
Hawk was very frustrated with the 62, saw how he left that turn. So Dakota's going to get the inside against his teammate. And then Ryan's going to try to hold up the 88.
Not going to be able to.
So now the 0 is starting to work on lap traffic. They're going to have heavy traffic here soon. How rough it is for Dakota. How much did he hurt the tires there on those couple slides? Saw Ben's huge power slide earlier hurt the 9 car, so DK has got to be careful with his setup.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin those tires, especially as the race continues to go on. That can really hurt him.
He's up to the 3 car again.
It's his teammate.
It's not his teammate. It's team Motorsports. 3 car kind of holds up Dakota, and the 88's not going to have as bad of a time to get around the 3.
You have a lot of lap cars coming up, though. This could really slow it up. It's going to be a challenge of who can get through traffic the best.
And Dakota's by far going to lead the most laps this season after this race.
Easily.
Such a strong performance so far. But the 88 car is closing in. We're going to have a battle for the lead here shortly.
Eugene Hawk, even the last time by, was faster by a tenth. Adam running identical times to her later, but will now be able to catch up once these guys hit traffic. This will be a 3-way battle for the lead as he moves to the inside of Myrtle Joyce.
The 88 car had to really get it wound up, so he got a little bit sideways to enter turn 1.
Right to this bumper now, though.
It's really going to matter who can get where at this point. So 24 is to the inside of Tim Salmon, kind of gets slowed up a little bit.
88 had no choice. He's trying to stick with the outside, trying to find which better lane that he can go in. He's kind of got a little bit of advantage to him right now, though. Coming up to the semi.
It's going to get pretty rough once they get past Joey Sanders. Young and Carter are side by side. Of course, that's going to get a little bit solved here.
And here's the stack up. Adam joining in with this back now.
Dakota's pretty safe here in front of the 88 as long as Eugene doesn't force anything. I know he's going to want to.
They're still trying to work on with these group. Adam now, he's right to the back bumper of the 99 car. 61 starting to really get slow. It's going to help the 24 car.
Benjamin Thomas has been passed by Brett Pritchard. Pritchard moves up to the 5th position. Now we're working on clean Ezo here. 88's going to get a good run through the middle of the corner.
Right on the bumper, the 24 car. He's looking to the inside now. As
they might have
loose.
He's going to get there. It's to the inside of the 24 car. This is for the lead.
A dive bomb pass from Eugene Hawk as he tries to again going into the corner.
He's not quite going to get there. He's going to try the outside this time, see if he can get any kind of run off the corner to get alongside the 24.
It was a good attempt. This is starting to catch up to Jamie Carter and Jackie Curry. Both of these
staying high, he might have a good run on the 24 through here, and he does. He's to the bumper.
He's going to try to use the car as a pick, but Carter moves to the outside. Kind of surprised she did that. That's going to hurt Eugene Hawk.
Carter's trying to move around the 48. Hawk is going to try to get between these two. He thinks better of it.
He was thinking of doing a 3-wide pass.
Oh, McCurry is really struggling in the middle of the corner. And Hawk is going to have a good run off the corner.
He leads the lap.
So what is Dakota going to do here? What can DK do as they come through the middle of the corner?
Carter being slightly faster. DK, there we go. Now he moves up to the outside. We officially have our new leader, Eugene Hawk. Now he still has to work on getting around this 21 car. Adam got buried in that traffic. He's now 3 seconds off.
Yeah, he's racing with Francie Davis. Francie's gone around the 0 now. So moves Francie into the 3rd spot as Eugene Hawk is our new leader. We saw this. He was pretty much, he and the 0 car were the only two that had anything for the 24 all week. And we saw that right around this time was when the 24 just couldn't quite get to the corners. It's going to be a problem here.
But Hicks, the teammate of the 24, will hold up.
They're not teammates.
Why do I keep thinking that?
That's Team Motorsports, not teammate to the 24
It's a
racing.
technical alliance.
No, it's not.
It's a Chevrolet. It's the same manufacturer. It's the only relation, and I can't get that through my skull.
So here's Jamie Carter. Now the 24 is going to try to put a lap on her. As
88's already recatching.
As Eugene's got to regroup and try to get another run on Dakota. Krasta just in front of Jamie Carter as Carter goes straight to the outside right as Hawk gets the 24. Wow. And now Hawk is going to have a good opportunity, but now he's blocked by Jamie Carter, who's going to go high. And now come back low.
Who's going to lead the lap? It's
Dakota.
Oh, that was very close. Yes, it was Dakota by what was literally a thousandth of a second. Krasta now joining the mix.
Krasta doesn't quite have the pace, so the advantage is going to go back to Eugene Hawk. Dakota's going to have to follow Eugene through. Now Hawk's going to try to round the outside of Jamie Carter. It'd be really good if Hawk can clear the 21 and get some distance between he and Dakota. Brett Pritchard is now around the 0 car. They're still in this little mix of lap cars, but they've got a gap on the 0 now. Moves back to the 9 with Rick Hughes.
Francie hasn't had a podium finish in a long time.
So Hawk is now clear of the traffic for now. Cotto is still struggling to get around the 21 car, Jamie Carter. Every lap that he can't get around the 21.
It looks like the 21 just like half a lane higher to purposely throw the 24 out of the grip line. Ford helping out another Ford.
She's just doing what she can to try to box out the 24. Dakota's going to have a good run on the outside this time. He should be able to get the pass completed. If he can just get a good run off the corner, and he does. And that should be it. And it is. So now Dakota's cleared of Jamie Carter.
I'm sure Cardell was frustrated trying to get the 4th win of the season for himself.
He puts more space in the C-post. So now it goes to DK. Can he catch the 88 car? There are 26 laps to go. Hawk's got his teammate Alfred Dunn in front of him. Francie Davis still in 3rd, but Brett Pritchard is closing. Behind Pritchard is Douglas in 5th. Aaron Douglas has fallen to 10th now. Kind of remained stationary there since the restart. Benjamin Thomas tried to get around the 0 car, but couldn't make it complete. 0 was working around Joey Sanders. Got a couple Supreme Motorsports cars in front of them. It's now a 1.5 seconds that separates the 88 from the 24. Just a little bit over 20 laps to go. First must have had an issue. She must have had an issue at some point because it seemed like she had a lot of speed. Francie Davis is working against Brett Pritchard now. Pritchard's trying to find a way around this 91 car. No, there is a lot of speed in the 2 car. If there is an incident, he's going to want to be in front of this car. Just another solid race when it matters for Brett. So only 8 cars will move on after next week, and it's going to be pretty decided after this one with the struggles of the 5, the 3, and the 62.
Those guys are at least going to be the final markers. There will be basically a battle for who will be the last car to
Absolutely.
that tight little boring of the track. It will be interesting to see. And then we go on to, we have a week break after the cutoff, and then we go to FARCA Fest for the entire month of March. And final race, Atlanta for the Premier Series, first week of April.
So here's Benjamin Thomas working on Rick Hughes, but still kind of fading back as Richie Manch is going to look to try to get around him.
Ben was trying a different line there to withhold that position.
Back up front, Eugene Hawk has a 3-second lead over Dakota Cottle now. Cottle's got 5 seconds over third place Brett Pritchard now, who's past the 91 car. And then Douglas is back in 5th. Benjamin Thomas in 6th. Yep. One manufacturer each up front. Connor Mears is the last car in the lead lap in 13th.
We gotta give some credit though in the 11th spot. Alan Bledsoe is having a fantastic race tonight.
Yeah, we saw his 5-wide pass last week to finish 11th.
That was awesome.
So Bledsoe is just kind of living in the 11th spot as of late.
Bledsoe and Mancha having a fantastic race tonight. Mancha just passed Caitlin for the 8th spot. Now 7th around Benjamin Thomas. He's working on quite a bit right now. Oh, it's because of the 3 car, that's why. Oh, no, Bess is about to go around Rick Hughes for 6.
If he can get around Tim Salmon.
We're hearing on the radio a couple of drivers, a lot of breaks and debris hanging out in the backstretch. Park officials are checking them out. They believe it's a piece off of the 09 car. He did say earlier there was some damage to Jay's car.
Everyone is going to be aware and alert for that.
Another car going a lap down again. Actually, as we're catching up to that 09 car, the car in suspect. You can see a little hole in the hood between that and the fender. That might be the piece that the drivers are talking about. You're approaching 10 laps to go here very shortly.
Flag.
Yes, the yellow flag is out for debris. Safety car will come and pick up the 88. Doesn't look like anybody pitted, but we know that the 8 will surely want to. The 8 should be given the lucky dog.
And Connor Meyer in his race car was complaining that it was a phantom debris caution. He said he saw no debris, even though this caution kind of saved him. He could have gone a lap down and actually lost even more spots.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like there's any damage on the 21 car, but it certainly was off pace. Interesting. So we know the 09 had gotten into some trouble. Saw him around somebody before and after the damage. Just don't remember who that was. So we should have 2 to green this time as the field is starting to close in on the pace car. Looks like the 8 car will not be getting his lucky dog. So Aaron Douglas pitted, puts him at the tail end of the lap in 13th.
Bad decision, honestly.
Don't know if Connor Mears stopped or not.
He might have as well, considering he's moving around the 29 car. Looks like we actually got a few cars on the lead lap now. Down to the 16th spot is all on the lead lap.
Why are they single file? They shouldn't be single file. That's interesting. Well, we're back racing again.
Green flag, green flag.
Well, that's going to give an opportunity for Dakota to be just in a straight shot to the 88, though. No sliding in the first corner for him. Aaron Douglas is 10th, showing here. Just 8 laps to go now. Looks like Connor Mears looking to the outside of Alan Bledsoe for the 11th spot. Yeah, 7 laps to go for Eugene Hawk over Dakota Cottle. Cottle's going to try to close in ever so slightly on him. And the gap is shrinking just a little bit. We'll see if there is enough time for him to get there. Brett Pritchard is in 3rd and holding serve on Francie Davis. As Adam Douglas is behind the 91 car. The gap is staying steady now as we come to take 5 laps to go. Connor Mears has gone around the 32 of Alan Bledsoe for 11th. Aaron Douglas is back to 10th.
Eugene Hawk was 4/10ths faster that lap. Probably 400 seconds faster than Cadell was.
Pace is off a second and a half from the start of the race. Almost identical lap times that time as there are 4 laps to go.
88 ever so slightly fast. Cadell doing everything he possibly can. Pritchard and Francie they just don't have the speed to get up to them. Hughes just pushed the 0 through the corner there, a little bit tap.
Douglas is still working on the 91 to try to find a way around.
Identical lap times.
Yeah, for the top 2, they both ran 1860s.
Look at that, that's awesome.
Or 1950s, that's the best lap time is identical between the 2 of them. So there are 2 laps to go now between the 88 and the 24. Dakota just doesn't quite have the pace still. As Eugene Hawk will come around and take the white flag.
Unless something bad happens and it's all in the books for the 88.
Yeah, it's interesting they use the caution to come down and get tires, but
they tried for strategy. It didn't work out to their best advantage.
So off of turn number 4, Eugene Hawk will take the checkered flag at Myrtle Beach Speedway. It's his 2nd win of the season. His first with the new sponsor Monster. Dakota Cottle in a hard charging 2nd, just didn't quite have enough at the end of the race. Saw that they just didn't quite make the right adjustments of the halfway break. Didn't go their way. 3rd place is Brett Pritchard, an excellent job out of their camp. 4th place is Francie Davis, and 5th is Adam Douglas. 6th, Rick Hughes. Richie Mancha finished 7th. Kalen Thibodeau finished 8th. Benjamin Thomas holds in 9th. Then Aaron Douglas rounds out the top 10. 11th was Connor Meir. 12th, Alan Bledsoe. And then the last car on the lap was Trent McPherson in 13th. So what a race. It saw Jonathan Hicks lose 14 laps to the lead group. So a late issue must have kept Jonathan Hicks out in the top in the last 10 laps, because he was 7 laps off pace. So for him to finish 14 laps down, something must have happened. Maybe that's what the caution was out for. Maybe an engine trouble or something for the 3 car, but definitely not a good race for them. The 62 car of Joseph Anesta finishes 30th, and Ryan DeLucia finishes 29th. And it's definitely going to be the worst off of the playoff cars.
We're hearing over the radio from Joseph Anesta. It's like, all right, guys, Team Motorsports is accepting defeat. So after that one, they probably won't have it in for them for a Southern National. So they had a good chance. Brought in a risky driver. It was a decent year for Team Motorsports still.
Yes, definitely. And they're going to be one of the top teams next season, of course, because they're going to have a lot of good fresh equipment. Yeah, it's going to be good for them, I guess, with more cars, more equipment. Once we get the final payouts of the season here shortly in a few weeks. That one.
And let's see the penalty report. I'm sure there will be quite a bit. So Andrew Weisbecker was the first one in practice, even though he was the slowest car. 2 loose lug nuts on that car. That will be a point and monetary fine. Justin Osborne, illegal body, template compliance. This is all for practice, by the way. A loose lug nut was found on Quinn Iso. A loose lug nut was found on Tim Salmon. And Alfred Dunn, template compliance. He had an illegal body. And the final one for practice was for Eugene Hawk, body panel minimum thickness. A lot there for that. 2 cars were found for qualifying. Francie Davis had a minimum weight failure, and Richie Mantra had template compliance, having an illegal body. For the race itself, Benjamin Thomas, unauthorized fuel storage. I think that's a heavy one. Let's stand by and check in on that one. He might have a problem. We might have a big shakeup here.
The 9 car had illegal fuel storage?
Yes. Illegal fuel storage found on the 9 car.
Is a $115,000 fine.
Is it?
It's right there where it says unauthorized fuel storage.
Okay, so a $50,000
$50,000
fine, and he will lose only 10 owner's points. That
So-
could have been worse. That's
So,
the first time it's happened this
So
season.
that's all right if you store fuel in the fire extinguishers.
They found out it was being stored in parts of the frame around the rear end of the car.
That's not bad. Who cares?
Richie Mancha, body panel minimum thickness.
2 penalties for Richie.
Yep.
And an illegal penalty for Brett during the race.
Template compliance, illegal body, and that will round out the. So Brett's illegal body, $150,000 penalty. That is 35 championship points.
Well, let's
That
look
is
at the
going
points
to hurt
then.
him. How's that everybody else? Hang on. Mancha, Davis.
That doesn't matter. Look at the
I'm
points.
checking that. Well, there's Hawk as well. Body panel minimum thickness.
You literally scrolled over it and then scrolled away from it.
Okay. 50,000. No points. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Cool. Dakota Cardell is now the points leader. Once again, 2 points over Adam. Benjamin is in 3rd. Hughes is in 4th. That dropped Pritchard all the way down to 10th in points, barely saving Onesto there. Onesto actually has a chance at competition now. He was going to be eliminated for sure, but that changes things.
Yeah, but that. Let's see, in relation to 8th. Yeah, so Hicks barely has a chance. He'd have to win, and Caitlin would have to have the worst race possible for Hicks to make it in. Same with DeLuce. So, Pritchard's got an uphill battle to climb, but he could still make it in over Caitlin. All right, everybody, we want to thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the race at Myrtle Beach. We'll see you next week at Southern National Speedway.